Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. I am Jaylee. This is Jaylee's Corner, and this is going to be my review for Love and Marriage Huntsville, okay, and also Love and Marriage DC. Both episodes came on last night, okay, and so we're going to get into what happened on both shows. Now, I will also do a whole separate review for the nightcap, with Heavenly and Martell, because I want to keep that separate from this. Okay, because sometimes I need to make sure I have other content and not everything in one video. So please make sure to check my YouTube later on. That will probably be around 6 or 6:30 p.m. Okay, because after this live goes on, I'm gonna have another live at 5 o'clock. Okay, because Miss Wanda went live, honey. She went live, honey, her best wig, her best makeup or whatever, and was saying all kind of things around here. So I want to come back with y'all, okay, and have a little chit chat, and we can watch together and see what Wanda said about Marceau, about Mel, and Mel having surgery or whatever, and where she bought body parts from. Okay, and the baby daddy comment her around the world. Yeah, Miss Wanda finally responded. Okay, so today at 5 p.m. Okay, I'll be back live for us to watch that together. Hello, watch along with my commentary and everything. So yeah. But other than that, okay, make sure that y'all are already subscribed to my channel to become a whole JayBird, and. Okay, do not forget to also like the video, comment in the comment section, share the video because it's a thing to do. Okay, and it's always the thing to do. You also should follow me on social media at JayLeesCorner on IG, on Twitter. If you want to send me $1 or $2 on CashApp, go ahead. It is also JayLeesCorner on there too. Okay, now look, I am here. Hey y'all, how is everyone doing? I don't know why it looked dark to me. I hope it's not dark to y'all. But it's gonna be fine and whatnot. Y'all gonna be popping off screen because honey, signals be dumb around here. Okay, but thank y'all for coming around here and saying hey to me and whatever. Okay. Hello to everyone. Hey. Please tell me which video you talk about having your bike delivered set up. I missed it. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I did a couple different ones, so I don't know which one it was. Hey, Ma. Okay. Miss Wanda is ignorant. Okay. She is. Okay. And that's why because that's why I have to have separate lives for separate things because it all gets conjumbled. Okay, when she be going on saying this and that, it'd be like, girl, sit down somewhere. But again, we're gonna watch together and have a whole conversation about that or whatever. Okay, but hello to everyone. So yeah, thank y'all for watching the live play. Thank y'all to those who will also be watching the replay later. Now y'all know I'm live right now for Love and Marriage of it all. Okay, that's what we're doing right now. But also, like I just said, I'll be live around 5 o'clock today, for the Miss Wanda one. But for tomorrow, Okay, for tomorrow, I will be live for Housewives of Atlanta, and I'm probably also going to add in Love Match Atlanta, just because I like to have a little bit of a buffer before I do a main show to give folks time to get into the room. So again, that will be tomorrow at 2:30 p.m. Okay, I'm off work next week, so I will have daytime lives, to be able to come to y'all earlier in the day. So tomorrow, Monday. 2:30 p.m. I'll be live for Love and Marriage. Good, I Love and Marriage, honey. Real Housewives of Atlanta, and then Love Match Atlanta. Then on Tuesday, we will do a whole live for Basketball Wives and also VH1 Couple Retreat. That will also be at 2:30 p.m. Okay, I'm gonna take advantage of not being at work this week and get some lives up to y'all earlier in the day, so that way if I have other things to do at night, I can get those handled. Okay, but again, let's get to what we came here to get into, which is these two peoples around here. Okay, and everything. Hey, some people popping in. Hello, hello, hello. So we're gonna start with add my little thing in here because y'all know I had my little video because it's easier to do that than it is to try to add um picture after picture or whatever. So boom, pow, and pow. So we're gonna start with Love and Marriage DC because that's what we're gonna do first. Okay. And I also feel like, it's only episode 2. Okay. I don't want to make it seem like, oh my God, it's we're not getting much drama. It's only episode 2. It's still an introduction to the cast. So far I like the show. It's real easy, breezy, beautiful cover girl or whatever. But I can see the horizon over there where it's gonna get messy. And I'm like, well, sometimes there is mess, okay? So we do see Monique and Ashley meeting up, in the chat or whatever, just to discuss their marriage or whatever, issues in their marriage, whatever. Just being wives of men who may not be the most comforting, okay, the most helpful around the house. Monique brings up how, they say a lot of marriages go through the 7-year itch, where around year 7, everything started going wrong, and you don't know why it's going wrong. Okay, and Monique said, "But no, we didn't have one at 7, but we definitely have one at 10. Okay, we coming up to 10 years, and it's just the same issue that we've been having for a while, and I'm trying to address those issues because I don't want to go a whole other 10 years with this foolishness I'm going through with my husband." And yes, her locks are amazing, and she was on. I also have a live. Monique was live for 2 hours on IG last night, so I'm having to cut that video down. That will probably be posted sometime tomorrow morning because again, because I don't like uploading videos of them just talking forever about stuff that has nothing to do with the show. So I have to cut it down to show stuff. But her locks and her Mila girl was too much. But yeah, her locks are her actual hair, and then she has extensions on the end. But I love her locks. I really, really do. They are absolutely gorgeous, absolutely beautiful. And it's our hair. So, I'll pop off because I think my signal is being weird. And I hate when I feel like my signal being weird and I look stupid. I love Monique and her family. Monique is unapologetically Black, and I love that. I love that about her when she was real on Housewives. Oh, she was on Potomac. Well, okay, we get that. But again, she's bringing up how, they just have these issues and she wants to address them. So Ash is like, well, I feel the same way. You know what I'm saying? Because my husband, I've been with him for a while. However, you know what I'm saying? I can't do what I want to do because I'm having to really take care of him because he's always busy, busy, busy. Now, her husband is quick to DJ. He's a very, very popular, DJ, around the world or whatever. And I'm like, well, that's fine. But she wants to be able to do things too. But she can't do that if he always gone. Because if he gone, who gonna be there with the kids and take care of home? So it has to be her. And so after all these years, they both want to just have their husband understand that y'all are not as helpful as y'all should be. And I feel like Monique said that on Potomac. So I don't think anybody should feel like, oh, all of a sudden, Monique has these issues. Like, no, she was saying this on the other show. It's just they didn't dive deep enough into it on Potomac, and now we're diving deep into it here, okay? And they also both bring up how if one of them wants to leave and go do something, they have an engagement or whatever, they then have to hire help to help their husbands while they're not there. And I was like, well, I mean, again, Monique said that last year, and I was Monique said that last year, and it's just a continuation. It's the continuation of things we discussed before. It's weird for me because Ashley is saying they're having these issues, but when we see her talk to Quick later on, I'm like, well, are these real issues you want fixed? I don't know. I really don't know. Because even when we see Quick having meetings with his bosses, and they're trying to have him book for like a weekend for I think it's the CIAA tournament that's in town or whatever. He's gonna have like 15 gigs or whatever. And like he usually will work himself into being sick. He'll work so much that he works himself into exhaustion. And he know that when Ashley finds out that he's booked all these gigs, that she won't be happy, because not only will she have to handle home, if he gets sick, she didn't have to handle him. And I was like, see, that's why I want a divorce, because I don't have time for you making me your goddamn old nurse, okay? Because you know what not to do. And I'm like, nobody should want to book 15 gigs in a weekend. I was like, how? That's all day, every day. When will you sleep? When do you shower? Okay, so it's like, Quick even knows he on BS, and he won't fix it either. So it's like, I almost feel like both Quick and Ashley are okay with their situation because they keep having the same repetitive conversation. Anyway, we do see Monique, who has a conversation with a radio show. She's currently on the radio there in DC on a morning show, and she did a guest spot. But they now want her to come on like full time to do it. But they also tell they want to make sure that she's the right person. And when the producer guy, who's the one with the dreads, that he just wants to make sure that no like TV show drama will spill over into the show, meaning, you beating Candace's ass that one time. We want to make sure none of that kind of, causes issues on the radio. And she said, well, no, I don't bring drama. I'm able to handle my own, but if someone comes to me with something, I'm able to address what it is. And I feel like there was no point in them even having her on as a guest host when you know for a fact what she went through on Potomac. So I'm like, why bring that up? Sir, don't do that. But again, while it wasn't a guarantee that she will be on the show, we know now in real time that currently she's on there Monday through Friday, I think from like 6 to 10. So for her, she's like, I'm going to have to talk to Chris, because Chris would then have to help with the kids. If I'm getting up, having to be at work at 6 o'clock in the morning, meaning I'll be gone at like 5 a.m., Chris, you have to handle home and you have to handle these kids. And I was like, let him do it. Not make him, but like Chris should want to step up because that's his wife, and now she wants to do something for a few hours a day, every day. And she loves the fact that she can get on the radio, whatever, and talk her talk, because she also has a podcast. So I was like, that's cute, that's fine, and whatever. Now, this meeting that Chris has with Kevin. Okay, now Kevin is the husband of Winter. And we know Winter was the one who had her head shaved, and she brought up how her first husband was cheating with the nanny, and the first husband had, the 2 kids on her. Now again, her and that man was married for I think like 15 years, and then they had been divorced for like 5 years. So that situation isn't with him, okay? And she was gone from that or whatever. This husband is the second husband, and he's the one who's almost 60. And I was like, first of all, he looked like a DeBarge. Okay, he looked like a DeBarge, one of the DeBarges or whatever. But I'm like, I don't know. Now, Chris and Monique has known Kevin for years. Okay, they knew him before he was married to Winter. So I'm like, well, okay. So again, Winter told us before how her husband had left. She had not talked or seen him in 6 months. How he had went and moved back in with his family. Parents, not his parents, okay? And we didn't really know what had happened at all. She didn't really elaborate on the reason, what happened, or what even led up to him leaving. Oh, but Kevin let us know what was going down around here, okay? Now, Chris's reason for wanting to meet with Kevin was because he felt like the stuff he was hearing was crazy, and everybody had their own side. We heard Winter's side, and now I want to hear Kevin's side. And I don't mind anyone wanting to be sure they give both sides of a story. Okay, I think Winter and Arena and Jamie are going to carry the season. Their storyline seemed the most real and relatable to some people. I agree. I agree. I'm gonna say that until we get to the part. Now, Kevin brings up how, because we see footage from like 9 months ago of Kevin and Winter all happy or whatever, in love. We're a couple. We're in love. We have sex all the time. Okay, it is great, 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 or whatever. And I want everyone to know how amazing this man is. I don't know why I feel like my light is not as bright as it should be. I don't want to like I'm in the dark. I just changed the mood light of it all, but it could just be my camera being dumb today. But we see the past footage. Okay, so I'm like, that means they were being shopped around, or they were being vetted to be on the show, and so production was probably having meetings with them about them as a couple. And I'm like, cool. So again, 9 months ago they was good. Okay, he said, but however, you know what I'm saying, we're not together now or whatever. And while I was in the car today coming here, I got notification about the divorce paperwork that she sent, and she also made it clear, do not even do not even try to not sign them. Okay, so he's making it seem like she's the one who's fully pushing for divorce. I still love her. I want to be with her. However, about a year to our marriage, he said he was accused of taking money from the company he worked at. Okay, and he said they told him I was taking money. I used money to take my kids ice skate. I said ice skate, and I'm like, that's a really detailed accusation. Like, not you took money to do things to a family, but to go ice. Is ice skating expensive? I feel like it's not expensive, okay? But anyway, he said in that one situation made other things start happening that messed up the marriage, okay? And I'm like what? Now we see a little montage of him talking and talking and talking and talking. Meaning he must have said a whole bunch of shit they couldn't even cut down because it was too much. But he brings up how there were money issues, him being accused of taking money from his company, how he then had to file for bankruptcy to prevent whoever from getting other money from him, okay? And how other things are being handled in court. And I was like, well, sir, I need a full elaboration on that elaboration. I hate that they cut out like the detailed stuff, but maybe because it's in court, they couldn't show certain things he said. But I was like, so basically you were accused of being an embezzler. Embezzle? You was out here embezzling money, sir? Because that's what it seemed like he's alluding to, and that could be why he had to file for bankruptcy. That can also be why, Winter said he out the blue left. Most folks who are out here stealing money, we out the blue and leaving their spouses because the spouses don't know what's going on. He brings up that because so much happens, he did not even understand fast enough what was going on, which could mean he's older. He's an older gentleman. Okay, he might not have all his stuff or whatever in his head. And so said, because I could not understand what was going on because it was so fast or whatever, I couldn't explain it to her either. So I kind of shielded her from everything going on, which means she ain't know what was happening. He stopped talking to her about what was going on, and then he just out the blue left. And I'm like, was her out the blue leaving and not explaining that, hey, I didn't do these things they accused me of, but I need to handle it or whatever. Give me some time. It's weird. Okay. And I feel like what they said that man did, he did that shit. Okay. He looked guilty right here. And the way he explained, I'm like, it was a whole thing of him saying, they said I took money and took my kids ice skating. That made me feel like, did you make that up, sir? Did they really say that's all you did with that money? It's weird. Okay, it's just weird. So I'm like, that's why they kept saying that Winter was married to a scammer, because he it seems allegedly he's accused of scamming money from his own company. Okay, now he said, I love her. I want to be with her. It's her who wants to divorce me. You know what I'm saying? What's that? Because you left from home your parents. Okay, and they talked to her about what's going on. And he also brings up how the kids are affected too, and how the kids kept saying how he was always like love bombing her, and that was weird or whatever. Well, Kristen kind of pops in and says how, well, that's what I'm going through with Monique. I feel like I'm not loving on her enough and I need to do better. I'm like, well, at least you should do better, whatever. But something about Kevin don't sit right with me. I just don't know what part don't sit right. He looked like, I don't know what to say, because I don't want to get myself in more trouble. And I'm like, sir, you're in trouble. He looked like whatever they said he did that shit. Okay, he looked like, he gave out weird vibes. It was a weird conversation. I felt like he's hiding things because he don't know what's legal or illegal. He don't know what's going on or whatever. But I was like, I believe he did some things. Um, yeah, his explanation was strange, and because it was cut, paste, cut, paste, cut, paste, I felt like, are you being honest? Are you being truthful? Maybe not. I don't know. He looks like not Ned the Wino. He do look like Ned the Wino. He do look like Ned the Wino from Off of Good Times. Oh, Ned the Wino. We love Ned the Wino. But again, that's the first introduction we get, okay, of, good old line Kevin. Okay, he lying about something. We don't know what. But let's move on to Quick and Jamie and new friend Neil. And I found out later on Neil and his wife will be on this season. They met up, whatever, the chit and chat. It was funny to see Quick and Jamie kind of bicker friendly about them both throwing parties that weekend for this basketball thing that's in town or whatever, and how, you know what I'm saying, they're having competing parties. I'm like, that's true. I get it. Wait, let's see. The winter swindler. He looked like he was coming from something. I don't know what. Ice skating is probably what he noted the money was for when he stole the money. I agree. I fully agree. But not I'm gonna say oldest, Jamie, Quick, and newbie Neil out here chit chatting or whatever. For the most part, it was a quick conversation or whatever. Jamie was asking how Arena. I'm sorry, Quick was asking Jamie how Arena feels about him getting back into the nightlife. Now while we know Quick is a DJ, he DJs everywhere. Jamie has a party throwing company or whatever. That I feel like maybe he had got out of the nightlife or whatever, and now is getting back into it. Now that they're back on the show, and he's asking how the wife feels about him getting back into it. Now Jamie admits that she does not like it, at all, but she also understands and gets the fact that I love to entertain. That's in my blood or whatever, and as long as I'm making money from it, she won't interfere. I was like, are you calling her money hungry? Like she will accept what she don't like, even as long as as money. I ain't like that comment. I did not. Jamie to me is giving off a little bit of Marceau vibes. Okay. I think he will be the Marceau of the show, meaning he will be the one who will say things to his wife, and we be like, "The fuck you?" You know what I'm saying? Like that, a bit of a not misogynistic, but definitely a controlling factor that we looking like, sir, you're doing too much and we don't know why. Okay. The whole, as long as I'm making money, she won't interfere. I'm like, don't do that. Don't do that. Now I'm a quick ask him, would she get jealous? Because in this night, like, would she get jealous? And he said, well, like 10 years ago, absolutely. Yes, because that's what she did back then, but not now. And I was like, So again, we know they have been married for 26 years, which means there were some things going on before that we will have to see as it unravels and it unfolds. Okay. Now, Quick does bring up how he very much appreciates his wife being with him from the beginning, because again, how hard it is to be with a man or a person who's in the nightlife. And so it takes a strong woman to be with him. And while that can also sound like a crock of bullshit, I also believe it's true, because people who promote parties, who DJ, all that stuff, you do consistently have these women or inner men around you who want to get on, okay, who want to do whatever it is that you want them to do sexually. And so the person you're with has to be okay with knowing, hey, I ain't gonna get on that. I'm gonna leave them be, whatever, I'm at my business, and let that be that. Because if you do not have such a strong bonds and just securing your relationship, it could easily turn into, who is these hoes around you? Who are them bitches? what's going on. I know you. It can turn into that if you are that kind of person. And I think jealousy and enviousness, it's an emotion, and sometimes it can come harder than others. So him saying that 10 years ago, Arana would have for sure been upset, would have been jealous or whatever, it would have been an issue. But now we don't have those issues. I was like, y'all might still. You really might. Now we see Chris and Monique having a quick conversation before their party. They're having a vegetarian party. Okay, don't invite me to shit vegetarian. I don't want that. I need meat in my life. Okay. But again, Monique tells Chris about the fact that she's gonna book this morning show. How I'll be there from 6 to 10, so I will need you to handle the kids in the morning. Okay, that will be on you daily. And while Chris, I'm fine with that. It's okay. I'm already up sometime with the kids anyway, making breakfast, so I can do what needs to be done so that you can do what you need to do. I appreciate him not really being upset or feeling like he needs to or she needs to find somebody else to help him. He said, I'll do what I need to do. I'm already sometimes up with the kids anyway, making breakfast. So again, it's just more, what I'm saying, but I'm fine with that. And he then talked to her about his meeting with Kevin. And Chris is like, I'm conflicted. I don't know what to do because, what I'm saying, we've heard things from Winter, and because we know Kevin, he's like madly in love with her. Okay. And, he wants to be with her, whatever. And it's like it doesn't give what she's making it seem like, which is he left home and he left me stranded. Okay. And he feel like Kevin's explanation was the complete opposite. And Monique was like, man, please. Okay. She don't have no reason to lie. I've had multiple conversations with her, and, she didn't know certain things about him before they got married. And I think that's the point that she kept making, even when she talked on episode 1. It wasn't that she didn't love him anymore or whatever. It's that she found out things was on bullshit and it made her mad or whatever. And she said, you know what, it may be over. Okay. But she also brings up how, of course, he wants her back because she's a catch. She has all these things going for her. So it makes sense for him to say, I love her so much, I want her back. I was like, I agree. A little sexist or controlling. Okay, I see your point. Yeah, for Jamie. Yeah, Jamie is all of those things. And I do feel like as the season progresses, we'll probably see more of that. Kevin is a whole scam, and I'm so interested in their story. The way that Winter told the story initially and the way that Kevin has now responded to her accusations is very, hilarious. Not hilarious. It's very interesting to see how they are going to coexist and tell both of their points, because he's explaining this whole like legal situation, and that was his reason for walking away to get things together. And she made it seem like I don't know what was going on, and he just up and left, and we ain't talked in 6 months. So I felt like sorry, y'all. So I feel like I just want to see the two storylines come together so I can figure out who lying. Because somebody lying. I mean, it's probably Kevin. But I just want to figure out what's going on. But again, the fact that Monique and Chris will be in the middle is kind of funny. Now we see Quick and Abby have a quick conversation. Not quick conversation. They go to dinner. The funny part is Quick and Abby went to dinner before going to Monique and Chris's dinner, because they both brought up how they're not really vegans or whatever. So you don't want to go to someone's party hungry and then you don't eat the food or whatever, then you mad because it's like I'm starving. So again, they were smart to go get some meat in a system before going to the vegan dinner. Okay, but Quick then tells her how he's booked these 15 shows these 15 events over a 3-day weekend, for the CIA, event or whatever, and how it's going to be a lot he has to do. And he know that she don't like when he booked too many things or whatever. Again, he has to make money. And while this is why I said earlier, how I feel like she know what she don't want from him, and he's coming to her telling her what he's doing that she don't like, that she ain't gonna want. And she brings, but I have to be the one to like cover everything while you're gone and working consistently. But when he tells her how he's, how he just appreciates her and what she does, I feel like she's kind of said, "Oh, okay, that's fine." we've been together for so long or whatever. We got these back and forth, and sometimes he'll listen to me, he'll slow down, and sometimes he won't. I just felt like she didn't push the issue in saying you should not have booked these 15 events because damn well I don't like it, and you can't handle it, okay, little man. And I just didn't get how it kind of went from her complaining about what he's doing to her just kind of accepting it. I was like, why was that not a conversation? But I'm gonna leave that be. Let's see. Kevin told her a scammer, some interesting story. I was cracking up when they ate before the honey. I was like, honey, look, sometimes you just have to eat food first, okay? Because you're not going to be starving. I don't know this cast just don't seem like they know each other. Don't think you feel genuine. Well, there's only 2 episodes. For any show, you really have to give it about any new show. These are basically all new people, so I feel like we don't even know them. So, I'm like, before we can really say how good or bad that season is, you have to give at least 5 episodes because that gives you time to get to know the cast themselves and then judge what they do or they don't know. And I think also on the show, they have to have conversations about their marriage or whatever that usually you would not be talking too much about with friends and whatnot. So I just feel like I just want to wait because, again, this is only episode 2 and these folks are brand new. The scammer giving Apollo and Phaedra vibes. That's funny. I didn't find that strange. I don't normally eat something before I go into people's house to eat just in case. I don't like it when I be hungry. Yeah, I don't, and I don't eat at other folks' houses unless I know them. So if I go to someone's house and it's like a regular party, whatever, I'm good. That's okay. No, I'm fine. Okay. Because I don't trust people's food. So I'm leave that be. Agreed to leave with the other. Yeah, we don't even know the cast yet. I feel like, beloved Mary Huntsville, we are, what, 4 seasons in, and this is 1 season, 2 episodes. So I'm like, let's pace it. Let's calm down a little bit and see what it will give. Season 1 of Love Huntsville. Yeah, I didn't start watching Love Marriage Huntsville until season 2. I had to binge watch season 1 because I had started watching it and I was like, I don't really like this show. It wasn't on that to me, whatever. And it got good towards the end of the first season, and I had to then binge watch it, and I started watching fully during season 2. So, this show can be the same thing. You know what I'm saying? But seeing the preview for the season, we see it gets juicier later. But we have to build up. Okay, build up to the side like a rock. Now let's get to the vegan party. Okay, we had everybody there. Now Arena also said she don't eat vegan food, so she like, this DoorDash deliver here because I don't want this. But we see, Arena and Jamie, Ashley and Quick. We see Winter is also there, and then like a new couple-ish. I feel like the new couple, like a friend of couple. It is Neil, who we saw earlier, and his wife, Tasha. Tasha's Monique's friend for a couple years, and I'm like, okay. So we have the 3 main couples, okay, and one, single-ish, divorce-ish, separated-ish friend in Winter, and then a friend of couple with Tasha and Neil. So I'm like, okay, and it's only episode 2. Okay, only episode 2. The cast gives me they all run in the same circle, so they know each other, but they are not best friends. Yes, that's what it gives. And I think that's the best thing sometimes for these shows, because you want to also see things growing and they build. So I don't mind that at all. Now, Ashley brings up how she does not think that Winter is her type of girl, okay? Meaning that I think that, I'm the one like to have fun. I'll dance on tables. I'll, have, get a little bit drunk, okay? And I feel like Winter, that's like beneath Winter. I'm like, I believe Winter is like, into church or whatever. Well, that's a weird statement to say. But I don't see her as like a stuck up person. I don't think anyone who shaves half their head, would be like offended by someone drinking and, having a good time. I think she probably likes that one too. So, but I do feel like it's going to be a whole contentious situation between Winter and Ashley. And I'm saying it now, I fully put it on Ashley. I feel like she's judging Winter and I don't understand why. So I don't know the dynamic of them maybe before the show or what went on, but it's weird. I felt like since the first episode, Ashley has been trying to kind of dig at Winter. And to me, that's a bit of Ashley's mean girl side. And I'm like, girl, you're not happy at home because you can't, be mean to your husband and you being mean to other people. Because what's your beef with Winter? Why keep making it seem as if, she ain't somebody you can be cool with? But I'm leaving that being until we figure out why. So they do talk about, Monique and Chris going to Africa or whatever. And as they're talking about Africa and trips and all these things, and Jamie and Arena were talking about things or whatever. And when Arena was trying to talk, like Jamie shushed her. I mean, like a full shh, okay. I was like, well, she's a grown. It was weird, and I feel like only Winter even reacted to it. Like, why the fuck did he shush her? Like, who does that? Like that don't make any sense. And I was like, and no one's gonna address it. Okay, fine. So they then kind of change subjects or whatever and get on how COVID, this and that. And Monique and Chris both had COVID. And Monique brings up how for her, the second time she had it was worse than the first time. Okay, and now she's talking about what happened. She brings up how, when she was sick at first, no one came to check on her, how they let her sleep or whatever, and was not even doing anything with her. Chris got offended. As if she was saying, well, the whole time I was sick, you ain't do shit. You know what I'm saying? And Chris brought up how, well, typically when I wake her up from naps or whatever, she gets pissed off. So I let her sleep in. So she can't make it seem like, I was gonna let her die. That wasn't what it was. And then they both got kind of fussing back and forth, but more trying to fuss and make their point, because I feel like Chris was trying to defend himself and saying, don't make it seem like I'm a bad husband. And Monique thing was like, well, damn, let me finish my story so I can say what I meant. You cut me off so fast, I cannot finish what I was saying. I'm not gonna guess that's true. So they're both now trying to talk. They're both over talking. So I'm like, y'all is arguing in front of the company. Girl, what are you doing? And fussing back and forth just about their points of view on when she was sick or whatever. And then when Monique was like, okay, we'll find and talk. We'll hush. I'm like, why is these men hushing people? Now I will say Chris's hush was less disrespectful and cut off-ish than when Jamie did it to Arena. I do feel like they were both saying at that moment, he was not, well, let me finish. And then she said, well, fine, we'll finish. He said, well then hush. So I didn't find it as rude as what Jamie did to Arena, but I still feel like, what the hell, Chris? Don't hush me. So again, it was just, I was like, girl, just stop. But Chris explains how, she did have to come tell me that she wanted me to wake her up. She had to tell me that she wanted me to come check on her. And I said, fine, I'll do whatever you want me to do. But at first I was not doing it because of how you used to act. And so Monique then said, okay, well, I don't be acting like I said this and I said that or whatever. Chris said, run the footage back. I was like, not run the footage. Honey, I'm like, Monique, yes, you said he was not checking on you. But my thing was Monique meant at first. And so the fact that Chris had to admit that she did have to tell me to check on her meant what she said was true. At first you weren't. But again, you cut her off to defend yourself, and which caused the whole miscommunication. So I'm looking like, to me, Monique was justified in saying he wasn't checking on me. He wasn't. And so I told him, I need you to do that. So I was like, honey, it's foolishness. But I like that after the confusion and the argument, they both said sorry, kissed and made up, whatever. Because again, couples fight, they have little tips or whatever, it wasn't a big deal. And sometimes you are trying to defend yourself. You don't realize that you started fussing too early. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. Carlos and Mo said they weren't friends before and they were pretending to be friends. So this is them genuinely getting to know each other. Okay. When he was getting on my nerves too, I'm glad Chris ordered hush. I don't agree with that. I think Monique has complained about no one checking on her too before. Right. You know what I'm saying? And I felt like that was just her saying like he wasn't. And Chris said he wasn't. Chris said, no, I wasn't. And then she told me to do it. And I said, okay, fine. You know what I'm saying? Monique is too self-righteous and needs to humble. How's she what she do? What she do? What happened? how does Monique need to humble herself? Humble herself in what regard? Like, what has she done that made any? What has she done to make her anyone feel like she's too self-righteous and whatever within 2 episodes? You know what I'm saying? Going back to how did he know that the money was spent on Ike and it could have not been that much, so he got fired for the $2,000. I don't know. We shall see. I don't think Monique is self-righteous. She is very humble and comfortable with herself. Yeah, I'm like, I don't get that. And it's like, I think some people do not like Monique from Potomac. And some people, and I'm not saying anybody in particular, I'm saying some folk. And some folk who don't like her based on Potomac is bringing those same feelings over here. And I was like, you can't do that. Because, again, we already are fully aware that what happened on Potomac was a whole bunch of shit, okay? Ashley definitely was digging that Winter, which is foreshadowing for the next episode and the rest of the season. But I did agree on her about Winter being a... we will see. You're so funny. What she do? Right? What she do? I like to figure out when someone says, "Oh, so and so is so this and so that." I'm like, what do they do to make you feel that way? Because for these 2 episodes, she ain't did shit. You know what I'm saying? And even on Potomac, because on Potomac, how they kept, in my opinion, on Potomac, they kept, and by they I mean Monique. I mean Giselle and Robin. Okay. Giselle and Robin was always going at Monique for what she had because neither of them had what she had. So I don't want anyone saying, oh, Monique is this based off what she went through on that other show. Because that was her, in my opinion, have to always fuss and compete to not be a bitch with Giselle and Robin. Jamie's here in DC trying to tie up loose ends and women. What? Well, I'm pretty sure whatever he's done will come out. Okay, it's too late now. Whatever he's done, if it's recent, it's gonna come out the air. Okay. Monique speaks on her marriage and put fault in her husband. Sometimes as women, we don't take fault and place blame on our significant others. So let me get this straight. So a married woman who was telling her husband what she feel he doesn't do, which he also has admitted to not being able to do before having a conversation. I think people don't get Monique is not, in my opinion, Monique is not putting the blame or putting fault on her husband as if he's to blame for whatever. However, as a woman, as a wife, we should be able to tell our husband what we are lacking in our marriage. Because if we don't, what good is that doing if we're sitting around happy? So I applaud Monique and any woman who feels something is lacking in her marriage and they feel it and they speak on it before it gets out of control and then they fuck around or whatever and children and husband is divorced. So I feel like Monique need women. I'm gonna take it off Monique. Women need to speak on their marriage and if there is a fault within their husband, say that. I also feel like Chris has the right to say what Monique may need to do better. I also feel like Monique has said how, she knows she has to be a little bit softer too. So I think we should not make it seem like her speaking up for what she is lacking is her placing fault on that man. We have to hold folks accountable. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think she's blaming Chris I don't think she's blaming Chris. I think she's pointing out what hasn't been working for her in her marriage, and putting fault is making it seem as if what she's saying doesn't matter. And I don't want us as women to make other women feel like you don't have the right to want better from your spouse. You know what I'm saying? So, I think you're supposed to address, things going on in your marriage or your relationship, whatever it may be. That's why Monique said, let me reintroduce myself. They refuse to like her and they're bringing that energy over to DC. I loved her from Potomac. I don't remember her being this critical of Chris over there. She's expecting him to fall into a role that he didn't have before. That's why I think I said earlier on Potomac did not really focus on the people who were married relationships. I think Potomac, when she was on there, focused on her and her dynamic with the ladies and how the ladies did not really like Monique that much. Monique did tell Chris before how he wasn't doing enough. They had fights about that on Potomac. But it wasn't the main point. And Monique has said on this show currently how, you'll get to see the full spectrum of things, but again, let it play out. I think people are maybe putting too much into what we've seen in only 2 episodes. You know what I'm saying? Like for Potomac, we had a full 4 seasons. You know what I'm saying? To see what Monique had. But I mean, honey, just, you know what I'm saying? I just, it's weird that people are being very critical based on 2 episodes of a show. So we don't see much of anyone's relationship shit on Potomac at all. And I know for a fact Monique and Chris spoke on things from before. They also spoke on how they had did some therapy before on Potomac. So again, I'm like, we only 2 episodes in, y'all. So it's like sometimes you have to let things unfold. You know what I'm saying? Because if not, you're rushing to judge. Like, we don't know these folks yet. It's 2 episodes. 2 episodes, okay? But I'm gonna leave that be. I'm gonna let y'all, do that in the chat or whatever. But again, they kiss, make up, cool, fine, okay? Now, when Monique asked Arena and Jamie about them making it 26 years of being married or whatever, and kind of how they got there, whatever, good, bad, and indifferent. And Jamie brings up how we know, well, like, we're the best we've ever been, like, now. Like, currently, right now, we're great, okay? But, before, it was some bullshit or whatever, and, she stayed with me through a lot of my bullshit from years ago. I was like, oh, what bullshit? You know what I'm saying? What bullshit? And when Ashley then asked, like, right, but what's the bullshit? Because I do feel like Jamie and Arena speak around their marriage when people specifically ask them about their marriage. I think when someone said, hey, how did y'all make it all these years? And your reply is like, okay, well, you stayed through some bullshit. Well, what's the bullshit? Like, what that means, like, let's have a conversation about marriage. We're all people here who are either married or whatever, or with one who's been separated. So, like, what's going on? And Arena goes on, so, well, I thought he was cheating on me. You know what I'm saying? And because he was in a party scene, it was all these women around him or whatever. And so I felt like he was cheating or whatever. And then as she's talking about that, what's the bullshit they had went through, Jamie then says, zip it. Again, he kind of shushes her and wants her to be quiet. I'm looking like, that's the second time you told her to be quiet. Okay? And I was like, that's the bullshit I don't like, okay? Because why can't you cannot be on this show and think you can control the narrative. And I can see already that's where Jamie's going. That's what Jamie's doing. And he wants to control what's being said, who knows what. And I feel like his skeletons are going to come crawling or falling out the closet because he hiding something. I don't know what, okay? And I just want him to know, sir, whatever you did, it's going to come out. Okay, we can't do that, okay? You know what I'm saying? But he like, zip it because we've already handled that stuff. I'm like, yeah, but what happened, okay? And so when Winter asked her, Arena, well, how did you move past, you know what I'm saying, stuff, i.e. cheating or whatever, how did you move past that? And Arena admitted, I never caught him cheating. And because I never caught him cheating, that's why I say it was like cheating. She brought up how she would hear things, how she would see phone calls from females, how people would come to her and tell her he was doing stuff, but she never with her own eyes, she did not catch him cheating or whatever. So for her, she can't fully say with infidelity, but she do feel like talking to the women out of your marriage is cheating. And Jamie was like, well, I'm in the party world. You saying the party world or whatever. people call me for this or that. I'm saying for all kinds of stuff. And we then said, I'm pretty sure people call quick too quick. Said, why the fuck? How did I get in here? Quick, like leave me and my phone calls alone. Jamie is hiding things. Just based on his response to Arena saying, yeah, years ago I thought this. I could not prove shit, but I saw this and I saw that. And so I felt like he was doing things and he's still trying to like make it seem like what she thought she saw didn't happen. I'm like, I think it happened, okay? I think it is. Now Arena then asked Winter like why she's so quiet, because she's like taking it all in. Wait, let me see me out. Wait, first of all, like the video, okay? I like it because the thing to do all the time around here is like the video. Because liking is always the thing to do, okay? But let me see if y'all was, saying stuff that, I'm saying, I can read or whatever. Because sometimes I'm like, I don't want to do the same thing. Yes, when they said that in times on Potomac, right, Nearly or Potomac, we did not see much of their marriage. After does seem like a lot of people in the chat just like her from Potomac. Chris is too defensive, especially when Monique was talking about her experience with COVID. Monique and Chris need to learn how to communicate to each other better. Last week, she repeatedly cut Chris off amid sentence and thought as if what he was saying wasn't important. Yes, this is a conversation that she had with him before on Potomac. She has already said this. We only see relationships on Potomac when it's being dragged for a storyline. Okay. Chris is content and complacent. Monique wants him to meet her at her pace. There has to be a middle. She didn't insult him or put him down. She had a conversation with her husband about her feelings. That's the most, that's the most common sense comment. Not that anyone else's comment was not common sense. I don't want to say that, but I'm saying like that's the most, basic way to say what happened. This easy. If they don't show real married people problems, they're fake. But when they do, they're ground. I don't know what that word is. They're into a part for it. Won't win for losing. I agree. I like on the way in. Thank you. I love the show. I think since they are not close friends, it's not unusual for them to not put out their most intimate secrets to people who they haven't yet grown to trust. While I get that point, Tawanda, I also feel like that you can't come on a show like this. I don't think it makes any sense to come on a show about your reality, but then want to not be open and honest with the cast about things will come up. I don't want to know if you caught him, suck a dick in the park. You know what I'm saying? But if we're discussing marriage and the trouble, this is after you've seen Monique and Chris have a whole fight, kiss and make up, whatever, and they all say as couples, as married people, that's what happens in marriage. You have these issues or whatever, you overcome them, you move on. I think there has to be a level of honesty, even when you do not know everyone on a deeper level. But if you are, boasting about being married for 26 years, okay, and how great you are now, well, what happened over the 26 years? You know what I'm saying? Let us know kind of what you overcame, because we may want to overcome that too. I always say that people just in life in general, you miss out on helping people when you don't feel like you have to share. When you're doing something on a public platform, like for me, I can't come on here sometime and not, tell y'all things about my life. I do keep a lot of things private. You know what I'm saying? Because you want to keep things for yourself, yes. But however, when discussing a marriage on a show about marriage, and you've already heard about Winter's ex-husband cheating on her, like, you know, I don't think there's anything wrong with having a conversation to a certain point. But I also get what you meant to, Tawanda. I agree why be on TV and be disingenuous, girl. Exactly. I'm tired of couples want to come in reality TV but be fake and not open up about the real ish in their stuff because it makes it boring and it makes us feel like you're being fake. And I don't want Arena to feel like she had to say I caught him on the phone at 2 a.m. with Tasha Cobb. That's a real person. But you know what I'm saying? But it's like the conversation, I believe, is important because it helps people, move on or move past, things going on or whatever. Okay. But when Arena asked Winter about why she's so quiet or whatever, and Arena in Winter explains how, it's been a tough 6 months. Because for my first anniversary or whatever, I got a message that my husband's company was being sued for multi-million dollars. I'm like, oh, so we figured out at that point that Winter found out about the thievery her husband was accused of, whatever. And she also brought up how his business partners were pulling out because they found out that he had been taking money. So again, she really found out what was going on or whatever, and that's why he left. That he then left, went back to his parents' house or whatever, would not talk to her for about 6 months. Now we seen Kevin say he was trying to hide or cover up or shield her from what's going on until he had it situated. But it's like, no, so she was in the dark. Where I'm like, why? I don't even know how Tasha Cobb's name popped in my head. I was like, bitch, what is wrong with you? What this for person? I don't know that is rumor. Anyway, but again, Winter brings up how she'd only known Kevin for a year before they got married or whatever. But I'm a expert in relationships, and I thought I asked him all the questions or whatever, and I knew him. I thought I knew him, but I did not. And then Monique was like, well, yeah, we've known him for years, so we were even shocked about all the stuff too. So for me, it's like, yes, we know she did not know that man for that long, but when Monique and Chris said they did, I felt like that meant, well, he must have been an okay person because they was like it was friend. But again, friend do shotgun shit all the time. So when Chris brings up that he talked to Kevin, and Kevin brought up how much he loves Winter. Winter said that man can love me all he wants to, but he came in this thing not being honest, and that's that bullshit. I ain't got time for that or whatever. You know what I'm saying? That he did not tell me he lived in his parents' basement. He said he had a basement apartment. That's two different things. And I was like, at this moment, I said, Ashley wants to be the villain. Because Ashley then said, well, you didn't ask him enough because you said I would never marry a man who I never saw where he lived before. I'm like, that is just shady. And it wasn't, because I'm not saying what Ashley said wasn't true. I feel like how she said it, she was waiting to have a dig at Winter. And I was like, do you not like Winter? I said, do you just not like her? Because I feel like when a woman is telling me, like, I got married or whatever with someone in love, I thought I knew him. I thought I've asked him all the questions except, do you live with your parents? Like, is the apartment basement in your parents' house? Or whatever. Now, I also feel like you should not marry someone if you've never seen where they lived. I would not do that. However, I don't see that as being Winter's fault. And a part of me felt like Ashley was trying to blame Winter for the situation she was in. And I'm like, again, I don't know enough of the story to say who's to blame yet. I don't know. But I'm like, girl, it's gonna get messy. How do not know? Maybe how do you not know your husband lives in his parents' basement? Girl, you didn't marry him for love or something. It was all about the money. But I'm like, but if it was, if it was, is that her fault? Look, marry her for what you want to marry. If it's for love, for money, for a green card, for a house, for sex, whatever you marry for, that's on you to marry for that. But I also feel like if he was the one who was hiding things from her, do we fully blame her for not digging deeper into that man's life? Like, who's to blame? Okay, for her to be in an expert relationship, she does have some really flawed ones. Sometimes people can delegate, but they cannot get their own stuff together. That's true. Very, very true. Okay, 1 year is enough, depending on how much y'all are together and how honest you are. Yeah, I feel like it was more about him maybe not being as honest as she thought he was being, versus her not doing her duty. Like, I think we should not have to be Sherlock Holmes, you know what I'm saying? It's better gadget to figure out what's going on. You assume people are being honest with you. You have friends in common, so you just assume it ain't a lie. And I think it seemed like he's scamming folk into thinking he's one thing, he's the other. Okay, he's a whole dear John. That's a good point, Lily. I appreciate your commentary and responses. You do a good job helping us see different perspectives while being respectful. Yeah, I always, that's what you did, bro. I always feel like while y'all have came here for my opinion, y'all also have y'all too. So sometimes when I see y'all opinions, I try to figure out a middle ground and kind of explain, my side and y'all side too, and how they kind of be the same, but also different, but the same. Affy is definitely a mean girl. She absolutely is. Okay, she absolutely is. I also feel like I need to figure out what is the issue she has with Amber. She has with Winter. It's something, I don't know what. I agree with Affy, who dates someone and then marries them but don't know where they live. But see, I wonder she did not know where he lived, or if she did not know that it was actually his parents' property. You know what I'm saying? Like, because if I think like this: if his parents ain't really never there, you know what I'm saying? And the time she's been there, the parents aren't there, and she just goes to the bottom part that's his apartment. Maybe she had been there but did not know the parents lived upstairs. So I don't know. But that's why I say, like, I don't know enough to be like, girl, did you go to the house? Did you go there, or did you just not know that his parents lived upstairs? Okay, but as he said, as what I was thinking, maybe it's a DC thing. She was waiting for a moment to shade her. Affy acts like this high school she's popular in Winter is a kid who she can bully, and I'm like, honey, don't do it, don't do it. Okay, yeah, it's something between the two, and I don't know what it is. But it's gonna play out this season. Okay, now for me, I just felt like Ashley wants to be the villain when it comes to Winter, and I feel like Winter is going to have to come back hard, okay, if nothing else, to defend her own self against whatever Ashley's gonna push out. But Ashley said on day one, I am a nice bitch. Meaning I know I can be a bitch, but I'm nice. It's like, but are you? Are you? You know what I'm saying? How was it for money if she's the bigger catch? They said she was the one with the house. Actually, he moved in her. Right, he moved in her house. You know what I'm saying? He moved in her house. So I just can't wait to see what happens from all of this, okay? But let's move on to love, okay, and marriage. Huntsville. Now, I told y'all already that I will be live at around 5 p.m. for Wanda. Honey, Wanda went live and went in on stuff or whatever. So we'll have a little full watch along at 5 p.m. right here on JayLeesCorner. And then y'all know that tomorrow at 2:30 p.m. I'll be live for Housewives of Atlanta and also Love Match Atlanta. That's tomorrow, Monday at 2:30 p.m. And then Tuesday, we'll have Basketball Wives and VH1 Couple Retreat. That is also at 2:30 p.m. on Tuesday. I'll be live sometime later on today to do the Karla Carlos King stuff. You know, Heavenly and Martell had a whole fight on TV, whatever. She then went live about it, so I'm gonna have to watch that stuff and get to y'all today. So that'll be today around maybe 6:30. That I'll have that up, but that'll be live too. So again, I'll be live at least 2 more times today for the wonderful, the foolishness that's on today, and then later on, it will be the Carlos King, Heavenly, Martell stuff. But I have to, get this stuff together for y'all. But come on around here at 5, okay, to watch the Wanda Live with me, and we can watch and Kiki and and get her together. But anyway, Love Marriage, it's some new looks. It's some new looks, okay? We have new confessional looks, we have to always discuss the fashions. So Kimmy and Maurice, what's that name? Kimmy Maurice had a whole new outfit look or whatever. Kimmy looks gorgeous in this orange. I love. I also love her hair. Okay, Kimmy sometimes either be fully on it, and then sometimes I'm like, Kimmy, what are you doing? This that Kimmy is fully on it moment. I love the color. I love how cute it looks. I love the makeup. It's simple. His suit is fine. He's a Paul Bear suit or whatever. But I was like, I love it in either way. Then Tiffany and Lewis, who also has a new look, and for the first time, I feel like they don't look like somebody's pastors. Okay, they're not deacon and deaconess or whatever. It's cute. It doesn't make her look older. I like her hair. I like her makeup. Okay, the necklace is a bit, grandma church, but I still like it. It's still cute. And Lewis's suit don't look like it came from, a warehouse or whatever. It looks stylish. Okay, it looks stylish. And I'm like, hey, Lewis, you handsome? Okay, you handsome? Or whatever. Love Match comes on tonight. I still have to watch the last 2 episodes, the first 2 episodes, to watch episode 3. But again, I won't be live for Love Match in Atlanta until tomorrow. Okay, till tomorrow. I want to call. Y'all, that's so great. Kimmy looks great. He does. Oh yeah, Maurice is an Easter suit. It's an Easter pallbearer. I'm carrying a casket suit. Okay, and that's it. I was like, it is what it is. Okay. Tiffany doesn't look bad, but she needs to get her. Yeah, it's the necklace. I don't like the necklace at all. She looks just look, Yeah. I really feel like she needs a stylist. I think if she had a stylist who was like a bit younger, because I don't want her to dress too young. You know what I'm saying? She don't have to be, like little hoochie mama. But I just feel like, sometimes she dressed like somebody's grandma. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Awful necklace. Awful. Okay. It is. It's everything. Would they do an interview with Tiffany? We would, yeah. We would do an interview with anybody. The only person I would not, I think I've said before, the only person I would never want to do an interview with was Candace from Potomac. Because she gets on my nerves. She does. But I said it like a year ago. So I may do that now. But we hope to get all the ladies from Love Marriage Huntsville. But I feel like Tiffany also doesn't have enough of a straight line for us to talk to her. We want to have people on that, like, there's stuff to talk about, and I feel like she hasn't given enough for us to have a conversation kind of shit. But if the season plays out and more happens, of course, I'm looking like, it'll be a short interview. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. But yeah, I just, we want interviews where people are interested in having a conversation, and I just don't know what conversation she would have about the show. Now, she also may be able to touch on other things in her life, but I'm like, would y'all even care to tune in to an interview with Tiffany? You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna leave that be. We also had was it Tisha Marcel had a new look too, I think it was, and then Martell. Yes, I don't know why Tisha, just wanted to just channel Mary Blige. I don't know why she put on a blonde wig. I don't understand it. even though in the dress she's wearing isn't flattering at the boob area right here. Okay. Tisha is a gorgeous woman. Tisha hair is usually amazing. I don't know why Tisha chose this. I don't know. Y'all see that? I don't know. I don't know why she chose any of this. Okay. Tisha does not need blonde hair. And every woman has the right to want to try different things. But Tisha is so gorgeous naturally. I really wish she would lean into that and not think she has to do this. You know, I just, you know, and I feel like the way Martha looking at her is how I feel. Like, what girl, what is you wearing? What are you wearing, Tisha? You know, I don't get it. I've seen Tisha look worse. I've seen look better. But this to me is just confusing. I agree. The color of the dress and the wig are clashing. I don't get it at all. You know what I'm saying? I just don't. I wasn't feeling it. She is for sure, you know, pulling baps in here. I don't understand it. I don't. I don't. I also feel like Marcel's tie and his vest are clashing. So maybe it was a clashing session. I'm not sure. All I know is I don't like it. You know what I'm saying? I don't like it at all. And I want to reiterate, Tisha is gorgeous. She has the gorgeous features. Her body is amazing. I think she's great. This is a no. It's a no. It's a no. It reminded me when Mel came on the reunion, I think on season 2, she was pregnant. And that blind wig. No. An absolute fashion fail. Now, Martell is finally wearing a suit he can fit. Okay, the suit ain't too tight. The suit fits his body. Okay, he's still a bald-headed bastard. Okay, but where it go, you know, the suit fits. It's a nice color. But Tisha, it's a no. Why would you do this? When I say that there are things in life I just don't understand. This is my top 3. Okay, top 3. I was like, girl, get out my damn face. Anyway, let's move on with the episode. Tisha and Marcel was having a conversation. Finally, we think that was the payoff from last week. Where, you know, Wanda went and told her your man said was out here, you know, in Atlanta at a hotel with somebody else. You know, as she said. Now, while Wanda implied more than what Marcel said, however, Marcel allowed Wanda's mind to wander based on him not trying to answer her question. So that's on Marcel. You know, sometimes you can't allow folk to take a narrative and run with it, because when they do it, they're gonna run to your wife. Okay, so when she tells him how Wanda said, you know, that you admitted to being there with somebody and how I knew about it, you know, what's that about? Okay, and Marceau to me is like, you know, people keep coming at me, you know what I'm saying, and they come at me with bullshit or whatever, and when they do that, they don't even come at me with real receipts about anything. Okay, and so they built a story based on, like, he's like, I posted that I was in Atlanta one day, and they then built a whole rumor based on that, put out a photo of a back and said it was me, and now people expect me to respond to a photo of somebody's back because it's me. When that photo first came out, I think somebody sent us in our group chat. I can't think of who sent it, and I was like, it's someone's back. And I said then, I don't know if that's a man back. Look, I always feel like I need to see like a tattoo, a birthmark. I need to see something besides a plain back to say, yeah, that's so-and-so. Now, if it's someone in my life, I know you're back. So Tisha should be able to say if that's her husband's back. Tisha, if you saw that photo, there should be no reason for you to ask him if that's him, because you should know. You should be the main one that know what your husband back look like. A wife and her husband should be able to pinpoint that's your back. I know your back, bro. That's it. Okay, that's it. And it's weird that she saw the photo and then said when they had a conversation with her husband, so is that his back? Because he said, I ain't seeing my back, but your wife has. Okay, so I felt like, in my opinion, the fact that Tisha even went and questioned Marceau about what Wanda said means you feel like there's something that he did. Okay, you feel there's a possibility that it's him, that he was doing this. Okay, and him saying how people are making up stories and people run with them is because so you be doing shit. Okay, you be doing shit or whatever. Now he admits how he did say he was in Atlanta. He was in Atlanta with somebody named Chris Fletcher. I think Chris Fletcher is the one who they work with the house and shit. Okay, but he did say, I know that ain't my back. And I'm like, but does Tisha know it's not your back? Okay, does she know that? And when they both is crying fake, I just don't get, why we get questioned about stuff and people want us to be cheaters because Martell got caught cheating. No one wants Marceau to be a cheater because of Martell cheating. You know what I'm saying? And I think the issue with Mel and Tisha still makes it seem like only because Martell got caught doing something that everyone wants it to be Marceau. No, Marceau operates as someone lying to his wife. Period. Okay? And the way he plays dictionary and wants to only answer certain things with certain words, whatever, he likes to play around, you make it worse. And you can't play on social media because folks like to make up shit. And what happens is it makes you look bad. Okay? Period. Okay? And I just don't get why they keep questioning us. It's not fair, Marceau. I'm hurt. And I'm sad about people wanting to see me suffer. Girl, Tisha missed with the bullshit. Because my thing is, if you really were this hurt, your husband would stop flaming the fucking fires of him cheating on you. He would have never told your mama, I was in Atlanta with a friend, okay? Because your husband should know how you feel. So for me, Marceau crying fake tears and Tisha crying fake tears and gorgeous is still complete bullshit to me. Okay? To me. And I was like, it's stupid. Okay? Not big cheer, big cheer. You know what I'm saying? Yes, Marceau gaslights Tisha and Wanda. He gaslights Wanda because he knows Wanda will run with any narrative that she has. But it's done because by gaslighting your wife's mom, you're gaslighting your wife because her mama gonna come to her with the bullshit. Okay? And it's just stupid. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I can't feel bad for Tisha, because all of this would stop happening if your husband would just fully address whatever rumors there are and stop trying to not answer them. And Marceau brings up how the reason he does not respond to the rumors is because people won't believe him. The people don't believe you because you keep playing too much. You know what I'm saying? I think if he would have came out with a logical just response a while ago, and not try to be funny, sarcastic, whatever, people would have been like, all right, he ain't cheating. But your antics, your demeanor, your Scooby-Doo, you know what I'm saying, who are you, response to whatever, it's why people do not believe you. So it's not that, no one believes what you say. It's how you act about things going on that we don't believe, okay? And then he said he felt like people think the accusation is a receipt. And no matter what he said, they won't believe him. I am not a person who feel like an accusation is a receipt. I feel like an accusation is like, okay, what happened? What's behind to it or not? But he never really answers the question. So that's why the more accusations come out is because you won't fully address stuff. You address stuff with sarcasm, with sarcasm. And I'm like, that's the thing to do. Tisha felt that was her husband. She was very emotional in that time, but she trying to save face. Marceau knew how to deflect her. Well, I agree. Tisha went there for a reason. Now, whether she know it's fake or not because they're on the show, I don't know. Tisha went there for a reason. She should always say, I don't care about, I know not, you don't, I don't ask anyone a question unless I feel like it's a possibility that it's true. I'm gonna pull up my husband at his job and say, baby, come on, talk to me at night. Comes in the car and let's talk. No, you felt like something happened. And let me ask him. You know what I'm saying? Chris tried to be smart with Eric becomes office. Right, he is like you hiding some, bro. Marcel could have easily nipped this in the bud 2 seasons ago. But he wanted to play. And when you want to play, sometimes you get burned, okay? Right, Chris was on the show and said, you know what, y'all on bullshit. I'm not gonna ruin my marriage. I'm gonna be out of here. I ain't doing it, okay? I'm tired of teaching Marcel marriage issues. I hope they can show us about the property they're building. Because, you know, and she said sorry at the end. That's how much he switches shit up. I'm sorry for asking you about why. Your husband made your mama think he was cheating on you. You know what I'm saying? So if anything, he should say sorry. But you know what? And it's weird how she's, people just want to, ruin our marriage. People keep trying to ruin our marriage. Girl, your mama is the one ruining shit. It's your mama. Wanda has said the most, the loudest, in a consistent manner, more than anyone else. Wanda has questioned your husband continuously on this show more than anyone else. So if anyone is the ringleader of trying to ruin my marriage, it's your mama. It's Wanda. It ain't Mel. It ain't hell. It ain't even Marceau. It's Wanda. Okay, get out my damn face. I was like, get out my girl. I'm gonna leave them be. We're gonna move on from them. Kimmy meet up with Martell. Kimmy and Maurice meet up with Martell, and they want to have a conversation about him not being invited to Jalen's party. Kimmy is trying to control her environment. Okay, and for Kimmy, she's like, look, at the end of the day, I can't, I can only control what I allow in my space. Okay, that includes negative situations. I am a firm believer in that. You can't control what other folks do. You can't control that. However, when you know how certain folk have bullshit that follows them, you just choose to not have them around you. So that way their bullshit can't get on you. Kimmy's smart. Even though Mel can be at odds with Tisha, at odds with Destiny, there's no other foolishness that will affect Kimmy per se. Okay. However, Martell, his goddamn coleslaw mistress, trying to make it seem like Maurice was also a cheater, pumpkin eater, would affect Kimmy. So because I don't want anyone speaking about me and my husband and what he could have done or whatever, I'm gonna leave y'all over there. Okay, over there. And Kimmy also trying her best not to mention coleslaw, discuss coleslaw, or even acknowledge coleslaw. But trust and believe, when Kimmy kept saying how Martell had, these uncontrollable situations, she meant coleslaw. That's what she meant. Okay? That's what she meant. Because that's the one thing that Martell can't control. He can't. While he controls her enough to keep her around, coleslaw will say stuff and Martell just lets it happen. Okay? Yeah. She's an over coleslaw. Both of them. Control your hoe. All that. And it was funny because the reason I love Kimmy when Kimmy's being Kimmy is because she can say what she means without calling someone out, which would then cause more bullshit. She said everything perfectly clear, in my opinion, to Martell, to let us all know what she meant. She said there are things that Martell can't control, but she can control her environment or whatever. And so when they tell him that, look, I made an agreement with Mel that I will not put her in situations with you. Okay. So you can't come to the party or whatever. And Martell feel like he should not be like number two, to where they'll pick male first to come here, there, whatever, and then he's like, second fiddle. I'm like, but sir, it's because you are the one who cheated on male. You are the one who brought cold thought in everyone's lives. You are the one who, after the marriage fell apart, you kind of attack everyone. So it's you who has caused this conflict. And even her bringing up how, she said, like, you are sometimes not nice when you're upset. And that causes issues. And while other folks are also not nice, you're more not nice than others. Meaning, male ain't perfect at all. However, you are worse than male because you get pissed and you want to demolish whatever is going on around here. Okay, and that's on bullshit. It's like your decisions she said your decisions in marriage in your life have created a fallout that you can't control. I was like, bitch, yes, the decisions you made in your marriage in your life has caused a fallout, and you can't control that shit. Meaning the fallout is goddamn cold stuff. Okay, and all of bullshit. Okay, and she said the fallout is happening to people who were not even involved in y'all situation. Meaning, I wasn't with you fucking coleslaw at all. However, you fucking coleslaw has now affected my situation. And when Martell then tried to make it seem like, what did I do? I didn't. What fallout? Like who? Like if someone was in my space or whatever, that means they must have been in my, in my life, whatever. She's like, well, no. That's why I'm choosing to protect myself and what will be around me. And it was funny because Kimmy was being so direct, and Martell to me was being deflective and not wanting to acknowledge what she was meaning, that you fuck coleslaw, not coleslaw at the end of the day has fucked you. Okay. And when he asked, well, what have I done, in a negative way that affected y'all? And she said, well, when you commented on Marcel's post on IG and you was tagging people with a particular comment, meaning you went on Marcel's post and tagged your side chick, who then made more comments about all the men, i.e. my husband, cheating on me in Atlanta, which directly affects me. So your bullshit has now become my bullshit, and I don't want no bullshit. Okay? Period. And you tagging certain folks that he tagged Ariane, you tagging her affected me, because now folks is discussing me and my husband if he cheating on me. You caused bullshit, and I don't like it. And that's you promoting. I was like, come on, Kimmy. Kimmy did not have to say that lady's name. She did not have to say Ariane or coleslaw or nothing. The issue, the problem, the fallout, negativity. I was like, come on, Kimmy, because coleslaw said, using my likeness. Y'all can use my, okay, I won't even mention you, bitch. I'll say the fallout of it all, okay? The negativity, the people you tag, yes, but we know exactly who and what you talking about. You know what I'm saying? Maurice's bullshit gets overshadowed by Martell and myself. But this is the thing. I feel like whatever Kimmy and Maurice dealt with was already dealt with, for one. But because Martell was upset, and Martell was being petty, they pulled Maurice into something he probably already handled with his wife. You know what I'm saying? Before the show even was created. Now, I still feel like Maurice is boring, so who cares? You know what I'm saying? But Kimmy's point was, y'all are not pulling me into shit that I ain't had nothing to do with. Because you and your ex-wife, or you and your side chick, is out here being mad, or even Marcel is on bullshit, okay? And when Martell then brings up how, I apologize, I called right after and apologized or whatever, and me, Maurice, and Marcel thought it was funny. She said, well, guess who didn't find it funny? Me. I didn't find it funny at the all, okay? And so you also can't keep doing shit and then saying sorry as if that means it's fine, because you keep doing shit. that you have to keep saying sorry for, and you don't learn your lesson. And that's what I ain't here for. I ain't here for it at all. You know what I'm saying? Period. Okay, get out of my face. Okay. And she also brings up how the post was inappropriate for one, and I came down on myself too, because I think I don't want you to think that it's only about you. I like how she said, you know, I had to handle myself as well, because myself posted the picture, but you then went and added fuel to the fire by tagging foolishness and negativity, which made it be a bigger deal. I was like, come on now, Kimmy. Come on now, Kimmy. Okay. And Martell felt like he did not directly tag Coleslaw, which then made her make, because when Martell, it's like when Martell tags her in, Coleslaw takes it as an opening to say whatever she want to say about the show, and then say the show's about her. And it's not true. And so Kimmy is full-fledged right in saying, I don't want that around me. Period. Okay? Period. You're on your leave. So many people miss that point with saying, because I think sometimes people need to hear direct, exact words. Well, she didn't say coleslaw. She had to. But we all know what it is. You know what I'm saying? But Martell did not make Maurice lie about not being in Atlanta. I don't think that's her issue at all. I don't think Kimmy blamed Martell for him lying. I think she blamed Martell for commenting, then making Ariane come and say more bullshit directly about her husband. Hence, Kimmy saying, you have parts of your life that's the fallout that you can't control. That's what she meant. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. Maurice is the least interesting. I agree. I love how you discuss people without getting deep psychological. I do not always want to have psychology. Look, I didn't go to school. I don't try to medically or psychologically analyze people, because I felt like it ain't that deep. And I don't know these folks, so I speak a very surface level of what I feel from the show. So you look, my channel is very much so light and love. You know what I'm saying? I don't get too deep in anything. I don't get too deep into. You come here to relax, to laugh. The key. Okay, that's what I do. This talking from a woman is what Martell needed. Yes. Absolutely. Okay. Maurice loves acting like he does nothing wrong. I think Maurice loved the fact that no one cares about what he did. You know what I'm saying? I also think he know no one really paid much attention to him. But I do feel like Kenny gets in that ass when things happen. The show just doesn't show it, in my opinion. Her issue is just what you said, Jaylee, bringing Coles onto all of their lives by tagging her so she could comment on other folks. Right, and that's what he did. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, girl, it's on some bullshit. Let's move on to to Destiny and Tiffany meeting up, which was weird to me because I'm looking like, y'all don't even like each other, okay? But first, like the video. Because liking is the thing to do, and I wanted to take a little bit of a breather, okay? But let's get into this fake friendship. Oh, it's not a friendship. It's I don't know. Tiffany and Destiny meet up or whatever, and they discuss the Valentine's Day event. Y'all know we interviewed Destiny, and the interview that we did with her, I do feel like it made people see her in a different light. But as the season is progressing, I do feel like she did interviews to soften people to her before a lot of the bullshit ensued. Um, because seeing these things, I'm looking like, oh, you really are going at Mel. And she has every reason or every right to, do what she wants to do. But to me, it gives, this may be why Mel is like good on you. I don't know. Anyway, Destiny brings up how, that dad's event, I had a lot going on. I'm saying I'm a single mom and co-parenting is hard and stuff, whatever. But I felt like I kept being poked, okay? Meaning, either Mel and or Stormy. And Tiffany brings up how, well, I think you're tripping because I think Stormy was kind of quiet until you started agitating her. And I still feel like both Destiny and Stormy played a role in their fallout. I felt like they both were aggravating each other. The only reason I am more Team Stormy per se, and not y'all know I'm Team JayLee, but I feel like Stormy was asking what we all kept asking: what's the issue between you and Mel? And if I've already heard Mel's side, I don't need to hear her. I don't need to hear her side now. Now when Betty kept on not responding, she could have stopped asking her. Absolutely. But I don't think that someone was asking anything crazy that was like, okay, you're poking me. I agree with some folks who feel like Destiny did not like the fact she feels that Stormy is now the new buddy to Mel. And so she feels some kind of way about that. But just watching the last couple episodes and seeing how she responds to stuff, it's the same way that folks say, well, Mel doesn't own up to what she does. I feel like Destiny never fully owns up to, it may not only be the person, it may also be you, and whatnot. So she brings up how, and she said I was mocking her, but I wasn't mocking her. I was speaking her language, which is hood. I'm like, not hood. I hate when people say, you talk hood, and I'm talking like you. I feel like Stormy issue wasn't what she was saying. It was mocking her accent. I do think Stormy has a very thick country accent, and that's not hood. I do think that she was mocking how she was talking. And to say I was speaking hood like her, you could have spoke hood in your own dialect. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to take on anyone's country or whatever their accent is to speak hood. Because I'm from the hood. You know what I'm saying? I can do what I want to do. So to me, that was a crock of bullshit. You were mocking her. And intense arguments. If you mock someone, well, whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's what it is. But don't make it seem like you weren't doing what we saw you doing. But y'all was fussing back and forth. So it was what it was. But you need to own up to that. To not want to address that. To not want to say, okay, yeah, that was what it was. To me, it's like you're trying to make yourself not be the villain, in the argument. Or not be the person they can blame in their argument. When I'm looking like, but it was also you. Okay, because it was also you. And that's the part that I feel like she has been trying to not want people to see while doing interviews. And I'm like, girl, you can just be you. But let me read some comments from your, okay, let's see. Does she think she's fooling us when she said in her confession that her friendship with Tiffany is authentic? It's not. I didn't. No, I don't agree with that. It didn't change in my opinion of her lying ass. Tiffany is forever a victim and is tied, delayed, and through. Ooh, Lord Jesus. No one poked Destiny. Tiffany's comment was based on what she actually saw because she was there. We can only base our opinion on what we're showing about production. Agreed. And I felt like, that's why when they go live after the fact, I like to watch it. Because Tiffany said the same thing. Not Tiffany, Stormy. She said we have been sitting there for hours. You know what I'm saying? And I kept asking her about what her point of view was, but she started mocking my accent. And I don't like that. Tiffany said the same thing, and Tiffany said that in scene. You know what I'm saying? So it's not as if it was something that came out later. Tiffany is trying to make new friends just in case Mel after leaves next season. She has people to film with. True, but I think that's also dumb because it's making you look like you're trying to be team other than Mel. Because you're having conversation about Mel with other people to get in with your I'm like, that ain't, don't do that. Don't do that. Destiny better make them fake friends if she wants to keep a check, because we all know she's not trying. No, storyline. So mocking her, what does Destiny think mocking is? Honey, that's a good question. That's a good question. I feel like a lot of people felt like, yeah, she was okay. I thought it was that. I thought it was that. I would rather listen to Stormy and her thick accent than Kid Hills Wanda. Kid Hills Wanda. I think Destiny matched them. Again, I agree. I think everyone felt like both Stormy and Destiny both had the same back and forth. I don't think anyone feel like it was one or the other, but I do feel like Destiny makes it seem like it wasn't her. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I don't, agree with. So I'm gonna leave that be. Stormy said she was acting as if Stormy's accent made her seem unintelligent and dumb. So like Stormy said, isn't enough to come at her like that, right? And I think some people do feel like when you have an accent or whatever, or you may be country or whatever your dialect is, they try to make it seem as if you're like, even her calling hood. I'm like, she wasn't speaking hood. She was talking this in an accent. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, she said she wasn't mocking her and then gives a definition of mocking. And it's what you were doing. You know what I'm saying? Right. Mocking and mimicking her. I was like, it's just, So again, I just feel like Destiny's trying to make it seem like she's a victim of the fight between her and Stormy. I'm like, no, y'all both played a part. It's not just Destiny, but it's also not just Stormy. And once you can get to a point, I should not have mocked you. Okay, I was mad. I was in the moment, whatever. I've been going through things, whatever. My fault, my bad. To me, Destiny won't do that. She wants folks to feel like, well, no, I had the right to act a fool, toss a chair because she kept coming at me. I'm like, no, y'all come at each other. Okay. Anyway, when Tiffany brings up how she did not know about the issues between Tisha and Mel, I'm like, how did you not know about? Everyone know about issues between Mel and Tisha. How did you not know that? And so when she brought up how Mel may be on a journey of just not wanting to be around negative energy, and when Destiny giggled and said that that's the story that she wants to be, I said, and it's like, it's this little stuff that makes me wonder if Destiny has always been taking little jabs at Mel and vice versa. And that's why they fell apart. So it's like, not if that's the story. I feel like Mel said when she first was leaving Martell that she was trying to change just her outlook on shit. So for someone to say, hey, maybe Mel does not want to be around negative bullshit. And for your response to be, well, if that's the story she wants sold, And it also made me feel like whatever Mel heard between Tisha and Destiny maybe wasn't so, innocent. It could have been a little joke like that. That while it's not a malicious, horrible comment, it's still something like, girl, what the fuck you mean? You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I just wonder if sometimes she hear what she say to know if someone else hears it on their end, they will be offended in some kind of way. Destiny seems to be very reactionary. This season is weird and reminiscent of Martell season 3. She's aggravating. The comment that Destiny made in her confession about Stormy's intelligence level was off-putting to me. But again, it's like she is kind of drawing a narrative that is going to make people who felt like they did not know you at all to them not liking you for a reason. I always say I do not ever like not liking someone until I have a reason to not like them. And I'm like, Destiny, don't give these folks a reason to not like you. Don't do that until you made it. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not gonna work. Yes, like you 2CQ said, she wasn't hood when she wanted something. Right, you were trying to get her to be a sponsor for your event because you're trying to build up your business. So it's like, yeah, so was she hood then? You know what I'm saying? She was trying to be funny, saying I was talking hood, but didn't realize you were still mocking her. Destiny is a jealous type of female that don't want to see her flaws. Doesn't want to see her flaws as a friend. True. I can 100% agree with that. But it's on bullshit. Now, Destiny brings up how she wished that she did not react how she did or whatever, how she has not acted that way since high school. I was like, but Destiny, you tried to fight Tiffany last season. You told her I would drag you in all the states I lived in. And while you did not physically try to fight her, you definitely got up and threatened to do something with that lady. So you may not have went to the extreme since high school, but a part of me feel like it's in you. It's just in you. And that's why she does not surround herself with certain people. I feel like you, girl, I'm trying not to like be down on her or whatever, but a part of me feel like Destiny is making a lot of excuses for all of her antics and blamed it on other people besides herself. You know what I'm saying? And that's it. She doesn't admit that her and Mel will not go back to being friends, but that her and Tiffany are girl, y'all not being genuine. I think both of y'all need someone to film with, and so why not film with each other? And I think Tiffany is happy right now in being the bone carrier to meet with people who are at odds with Mel and then spread the information. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it is. Let's see. Destiny would rather be disliked and use Melody as storyline rather than talk about why she and Mr. Chicken are worse together. You can lie. You didn't say you would drag Tiffany last. Right. That's what she said. And when Jeremy said you aren't on my level, that's when Destiny really lost it. And she said, you want to be me. And I think Destiny does want to be Stormy. And the aspect of Stormy has built a business in the beauty business. She has a husband and a child who they're coming together. And I do think Destiny is still in the mindset of that's what she really wanted, that's what she lost. So while she may not want to be Stormy, particularly Stormy's lifestyle situation is what Destiny came to Huntsville for, and she don't have that. She was just not much. God, Lord Jesus. Destiny showing her slip these days with these little jabs means she must have been feeling some type of way about Mel for a while, especially since she's saying she don't know why Mel's not fucking with her. Right. And I think that's what people don't get. You don't have these quick jabs at people who you just fell out with because y'all have been cool for like I don't look. There is no one in my life who I call a friend who, if we fall out tomorrow, that a month from now I'll have these little jabs at that. No, because I would have never had those feelings on my heart. So the way they come at each other, in my opinion, both Mel and Destiny have been falling apart for a minute. I think we just hear more jabs from Destiny than we've been hearing from Mel. I do feel like Mel is responding to Destiny's jabs, and that's on Mel. Okay, but honey, somebody gotta fix it. Don't forget, Stormy is still Mel's friend as well as Destiny and wants that badly, and it's crazy because all Destiny has to do is create her own storyline and what she went through, but she won't do that. Okay, and when Destiny then brings, I'm not Destiny, when Tiffany brings up how, hey, I want to have a little girl trip or whatever to Utah to help out my dad, Mel's coming. And so what? So y'all went from being surface friends, okay, to her helping you with your father. And I was like, the shade and the tone and everything. And Tiffany, well, first of all, it's no work to be done. So I think she may still look at it as work days. And Destiny say, oh, what a great friend. And again, it's just, girl, I was like, it's just messy. She's trying to use people to survive on the show and recreate the life she lost with Chicken Man. Why don't we see anything from their day to their lives anymore? Honey, I don't know. We're gonna see. But let's move on to the housewarming at Jalen's house. Jalen's house is small. And I'm like, it was not enough space to have a party here. Because I'm like, there's so much going on. So Jaylen was talking to Kimmy and Maurice at first about how, sometimes they have these events for him. And the adults who be there be on bullshit. The adults who around here acting dumb here and there or whatever, and I don't like it. And so we're going to see what happens today. I'm like, it's going to be some bullshit today. So we do see a little small disagreement between Kimmy and Maurice. Something about how they have a property, and then Maurice had an idea for it. But he then kind of makes it seem as if Kimmy's idea was his too. And when Kimmy then said, well, that's what I wanted, he makes it, oh, you changed your mind? And I'm like, it's weird to me when he told her in the confession that he said, I know you more than you know yourself, so I kind of know what you want. And I was like, no, because she was telling you what she did not want, and you kind of made it seem as if she changed her mind. It's like, no, she never wanted that. So I mean, but again, I was like, girl, but I wouldn't really care. So, but we do see that Destiny and Tiffany Lewis get there first, okay, at his house. And Martell then calls on the phone or whatever to say, congrats and whatnot. And so when Destiny then say, where you at? Where you at? I'm like, he ain't coming. He ain't coming, okay? And so for me, it was even a little bit messy for her to want Martell there, knowing that Mel will probably be there, but I'm leaving be. Because I do feel like Destiny's fully aware that Martell and Mel are not filming together. You know what I'm saying? But again, that's on that lady. So that call ends. Tiffany then brings up how, we just seen Martell the other day. He's doing great. But he told us, okay, that it's going to be another boys trip to Atlanta. And Kim like, what? What boys trip? Okay. And Kimmy's upset because her thing is, we just saw him the other day and he did not mention it at all. So how does Tiffany and Lewis know? And he's making it seem as if the guys know too and the women don't know. So Maurice did say, well, I didn't know. I know it all. Where are Jalen's friends? This was a for sure Huntsville show housewarming. Okay. An event they can all get together for. This had nothing. This was not a real housewarming. Okay. Not at all. That's why none of his friends were there. Only his mama friends was there. That's it. Okay. I'm gonna leave that be. So Kimmy again is upset because he's on bullshit. Okay, he's on bullshit, making it seem as if, he don't have to tell us what's going on, and we should be the ones knowing. And I also feel like Tiffany knew the mess she was creating by, telling him, hey, Martell said this and that. I'm like, bitch, you knew what you was doing. You knew damn well the women probably did not know. Or if you did, maybe she did not. No, maybe she did not know. But I still felt like it was messy. Either way, go to me, Tiffany was being messy or whatever, and I'm leave that be. So we then see Mel, Stormy, Stormy's husband Courtney came in. Tiffany and Lewis left. That's something else to do. We don't care. Tiffany Lewis is not even really around the season that much. So, I'm leave that be. So we then see Kimmy ask Stormy and Destiny, hey, can we talk real quick or whatever? And they both say yes. So they go into the room and they have a conversation. Because again, the bullshit that happened between them two at the last event needs to be discussed. So Kimmy's issue was like, look, you know what I'm saying? I was the host of the event before, okay? And I felt like things went completely left. Okay, I think y'all both played a part in it. And I want to have a conversation between you and between her. And I appreciate Kimmy trying to talk things out, but I'm like, again, why here? Why at your son's house in the spare bedroom? I didn't get it. Like, why could y'all not have a whole separate time to talk or whatever to leave that be and leave that be too? So, Storm was like, I'll go first. I can say I don't even know you to have an issue with you. Okay. Before that event, you have been texting me about being a sponsor for your stuff or whatever. So I don't get why you kept mocking me how I talk. And when I wasn't mocking you, I was speaking the same way you do. I was speaking the hood. And you know what I'm saying? You was coming at me sideways. And when Stormy then said, well, first of all, who's that was speaking hood? And I'm like, right. It's weird that she's trying to equate how somebody talks to how someone from the hood talks. So again, that's also being condescending. I'm gonna leave that be, okay. But her thing was like, you was coming at me too. And the thing that I appreciate about her was her saying it wasn't just me, we were both coming at each other. To me, Stormy never denied that she had an energy coming at Destiny. But I do feel like Destiny wants it to seem like she was only being responsive to what was going on. And I don't think that's the full truth. And then if they're talking or whatever, we then see honey, Destiny called her sweetie. I don't start stuff sweetie. And I was like, don't do that. I think people don't get how much certain little girl, sweetie, babe, like those little words can kind of feel like a dig. And when she said, don't call me that, you know what I'm saying? I'm not a sweetie. You can call me Stormy. I was on Stormy's side. I do feel like, I don't feel like either of them had an attitude yet. I think at that point in time, they both were trying to be tough. Okay. They both were standing their ground. But I do feel like, don't call me sweetie. That ain't my name. You know what I'm saying? And we know in real life, calling someone sweetie, baby, honey, whatever, it's a dig. It's fully a dig. And I'm not gonna try to act like it isn't, because you know what I'm saying, it's a dig, okay? And I like how Stormy don't call me sweetie. That ain't my name. That ain't what it is, okay? And then for Destiny to get, that's how I talk. We can't do this. And she leaves. I feel like you can't handle what you put yourself in. And I don't get how you can't have a conversation and acknowledge oneself. Don't call me that. Call me by my name. You know what I'm saying? And leave it at that. But to make it seem as if it was a big thing, a big issue, and how, you couldn't have a conversation. It's like, no, address me how I asked you to. Call me by my name. I'm not gonna call me Miss, call me boss, call me Stormy. Don't call me sweetie. You know what I'm saying? I didn't say anything with that. And I also felt like Stormy was at like a 2, went up to a 4. You know what I'm saying? I think they both had attitude. You know what I'm saying? But I felt like they both were just matching their own energy. They both were in their own energy. I don't think either one of them was like doing wrong. It wasn't until Stormy said, don't call me that I feel like Desi, you know what I'm saying, went left. And then she left. I know why she left. It was dumb, okay? Stormy is swift, and Desi can't clap back as fast as she That's true. That's true. I fully get that. Because clapbacks aren't everybody's thing. Sometimes it's hard to do those things. But I fully agree. And also, like I said, you have been reaching out to me about working with me. You know what I'm saying? So how do we get here? Whatever. And don't call me sweetie. And so to me, Destiny leaving too childish. Okay. And Stormy saying to Kiki, to Kimmy, tone is everything. Okay. And calling me sweetie is kind of sending. And Kimmy said, okay, but do you feel like that your tone changed too? And she's like, yeah, but can't, because she called me, it was a dig at me and I reacted. So I was like, honey, Destiny, if you're going through too much in life because you're a single parent and you don't have that much help, maybe the show isn't for you. And it's like, it's not me saying she should not be on the show, but I feel like everyone should be able to have a conversation. And you laughed and you want to fight the girl. This time you got to walk away. It's like, I just want there to be a conversation about what happened to be able to move on. And you calling someone sweetie and them saying don't do that should not be a reason to get up and walk out. That's just on me. That's what I'm gonna say. Okay. Right. My bad. You right. Destiny. Stormy. Kimmy. I use someone's name, okay, but I'm leave that be. She don't have no choice but to keep up. shit when Stormy and Mel, because what else she gonna do? Last season she inserted herself in Mel and Martell. Oh, she did. She did. Okay. Outside, okay, we see other folks come in. We see Marcel, Marcel and Tisha get there. Honey, and the fact that Tisha and Mel did not talk, did not speak, did not even acknowledge each other. I was like, girl, mess of the sea. Okay. So they were sitting around there. And it was awkward. It was. But at the same time, we ain't gotta talk. Ain't no issue. But when Tisha got up and went to the bathroom, Marcel and Maurice gonna say to Mel, so we're gonna keep doing this. I'm saying you not gonna talk to Tisha. And I was like, why didn't y'all ask that question when Tisha was sitting right there? Like, why did y'all wait until Tisha walked away to ask Mel why she did not speak to Tisha? As if when you and Tisha walked in, neither one of y'all spoke to her. Okay, why? It aggravated me that they made it seem as if Mel was the one making things awkward, not Tisha coming in and got them. Why Tisha and let her thigh high boots and titties out at her nephew's, housewarming for what? I don't know. Anyway, so they then asked her about Martell. So yeah, we also see that Martell isn't here. She's like, oh, why y'all asking about Martell? Like, why would y'all ask me about him? That's dumb. That's stupid. Marie dumbass say, because he told me that y'all was progressing. But why do you think that means I would know why he ain't here? Ass coleslaw, bitch, is what I would have said. But that's on me. It aggravates me how no one wants to acknowledge that Tisha is also playing a part in the pettiness between her and Mel. Both her and Mel ain't talking to each other, okay? And yeah, Marcel was more talkative when Tisha left the room. You know what I'm saying? Completely talkative. I was like, you on bullshit. And I'm happy Mel paid them dust, kept eating her food and mind her business. Because you can't piss me off, okay? Now when she came back in front, whatever, that when was it Destiny? Yeah, when she came back in front, because Destiny had left the house but came back. I guess she went outside of the phone call. I don't know. When she walked back in, Mel asked her, "You okay?" Okay. The fact that even though they're not really that cool, and she knew that she had left a bit upset, when she came back in, Mel still said, "Are you okay?" Like the fact that, and on her part, she's still checking on her. So I feel like that's the point in me saying Mel can be in a room with folks who she don't really, along with or get along with, and still it can be like a cordial some shit, okay? But I'm like, they all get on my nerve. Then Wanda walk in, honey. And when Wanda walk in, and I was like, Lord Jesus Christ, somebody please somebody get Wanda out my face. Get Wanda out my face. Wanda come in and with all the energy of a wrecking bull, okay? Because she is mad at everybody in the house. She want to check everybody. And I'm like, who invited Wanda? I don't know if it was Tisha or Kimmy. Whoever invited Wanda should go home. Go home. Because we do not need her here. It seems too much. And I feel like it's going to be a fight. Okay? That's Courtney, who was Stormy's husband. Sitting next to Courtney. I'm sitting next to Stormy. He's cute. Anyway, she come in like, I have an issue with everybody. I'm going to address everybody here, okay, for talking shit about my daughter. Okay, because Tisha won't do it, I'll do it. I'm like, Lord. And when she announced, she sat around and announced, I have an issue with everybody, with you, and with you, and with you. And I appreciate Tisha at first, who came and said, Mama, look, you don't have to have an issue with anyone here. Okay, I have already discussed and handled folks I have issues with. So Tisha tried to say, Mama, leave it alone. I got this. Okay. And Wanda then said, I'm going to say what I want to say regardless. See, when your mama won't listen to you, then she can't be invited. She got home somewhere. Get Wanda, go sit down somewhere. Okay. So she then tells Kimmy, Stormy, and Mel, I heard about y'all talking about Tisha, that party, whatever. Kiki told me everything, okay, that y'all said A, B, C, D, E, F, and G. And Kimmy said, so your niece told you that everyone except her was speaking on Tisha. She's like, well, no, she told me that all of y'all was doing that, whatever. And I told her that Tisha don't fuck with bitches who don't buy shoes that come in a box. And I was like, why she keep repeating that? Why is she holding on to that one thing? I don't understand or whatever. But it's fine, okay? And so she then said, you know what I'm saying? Well, no. Kimmy then said, first of all, ain't gonna be too many more bitches. Okay? You know, you can have whatever energy you want to have, okay, but ain't gonna be no more bitches. And then you see why what you want to do. And I was like, what is going on? And when Jaylen was like, Wanda, you will not speak to my mama like that in this house, okay? And you see they going on in the front room, okay? Now in the kitchen, Marceau is telling Tisha, go get your mama because she round here calling them bitches, okay? Go get her. Tisha then said, well, if they all want to jump on her or whatever, they're going to get what they get. And he like, no, your mama came in starting shit with them. So for you to kind of sit back and allow her to make shit worse is stupid. Okay? And Tisha then said, well, Kimmy was the one who invited my mom, so she knew what she was doing. I would have never invited Wanda. Yes, Tisha up here grinning, ear to ear. She was happy to see her mama start some shit. Wanda is Tisha's mouthpiece. However, the problem with that is your mama ain't gonna save you for life. You know what I'm saying? And that's the part of, yeah, and Patricia. The friend Patricia was there too. I don't have a picture. She's Kimmy's friend. And we seen earlier in the season or last season when Kimmy was talking to Patricia about how her and Maurice got together. I feel like Patricia may be one of the brothers' ex-wives. I think that's who Patricia is. But why they're trying to come at Patricia as well? And she like, we don't have no issue unless you're making one. I was like, right, Jada was the only one to speak up for his mom. Meaning Maurice ain't shit. Okay. She's Pitbull. No one wants to check Wanda because she's older, but if you insert yourself and mess, act like folks. I feel like Kimmy has checked Wanda. Kimmy has. I think Mel ignores Wanda because it ain't worth it. Because Wanda's a fool. And we're gonna see that by the live we're gonna watch later on today, at 5:30. But I was like, honey, and it was it kind of ended with them waiting for Wanda and Kimmy or Wanda and Mel to have it out. So we'll wait for that next week. But honey, Wanda's a fool, and the fact that Stormy her up was like, girl, what is going on here? I cannot believe this shit. And I love that Jaylen's like, Wanda, not in my house, not with my mama. And even the fact that Marceau was trying to tell Tisha, get your mama. Because my thing is, even if someone invited my mom to an event, mama, you can't embarrass me here. No, ma'am. Okay. But Tisha will continue to look foolish, in my opinion, because her point is that I can't control a grown woman. You can't control Wanda. But that's crazy that your mama does not respect you enough to not want you looking crazy. Okay. But that was our episode, y'all. Look, it's been a 2-hour live. I want to shut up real quick because again, I will be live again. It's gonna be at 5:30. Okay, at 5:30 today was in about an hour. We'll have a watch along for Wanda's live, and then sometime later today or tomorrow, I will be doing the Carlos King, Heavenly and Martell debacle. Okay, because Heavenly went live about it too. So if that's not on tonight, if I don't have that tonight, it'll be up tomorrow. So tomorrow I'll be live for Housewives of Atlanta and for Love at Atlanta. And then on Tuesday we will have Battle Wives and also Couples Retreat. It's been a long, long day, y'all. I hope y'all enjoyed the live. Okay, for Love and Marriage Huntsville and also Love and Marriage DC. Do not forget, in about an hour, I'll be back. We can watch and kiki about Wanda's live. And I'm pretty sure other folks will be live today too. I know usually Stormy goes live So once she has her live up, we can watch that as well. But I did watch the nightcap. That will be a separate live because I have to still watch Heavenly's response to what aired, and I have not fully watched that just yet. So yeah, all the way together. So I want to have a separate conversation. So that'll be up. It may be tonight after Atlanta Housewives. I may put that up, you know what I'm saying, go live at like 9:30 for that. Because the Wanda live is gonna probably be like an hour. And then I have to still watch and edit stuff together. So we shall see. But thank y'all for watching. Make sure to like the video, to comment in the comment section and stuff, because that's the thing to do. Because y'all love me immensely. Okay, immensely. And I was here the whole time. But I will see y'all at 5:30 for the Wanda mess of it all. Okay, and whatnot. But gotta go. Love you all. Bye.